Are we on the internet, Danny?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Pretty sure. That's good enough for this show. Tonight, Jester's hometown has its fair share of surprises. The gentleman needs a paternity test, and Caduceus teabags another NPC. With my guests, Liam O'Brien, Taliesin Jaffe, all that and more tonight on Talks Machina. Hit it, Chief. There's one way to find out. We're back. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome, esteemed panel of guests. We have a lot of announcements to get through tonight, so I'm going to jump right in because I don't want a bunch of tweets. Tonight, our sponsor is our friends at Ravenrook Publishing.
Oh, yeah, with them books.
They're back. These people craft highly high quality disc-bound gaming notebooks, such as the one sitting next to me, right meow. All of these are specifically designed for tabletop RPGs, which is pretty dope. And they just launched a Kickstarter for the Far Travelers Collection. That collection has a deluxe edition of the Mischief and Misadventure campaign diary, which I am rubbing against my body right now. And it's super popular, as well as the new Far Traveler's Notebook, both featuring covers by who? Devin Rue. Our friend Devin Rue, who did our amazing official Wildmount map, which if you guys don't have that yet, I think it's still available in the store, and the quality of that is incredible. Like, it's absolutely gorgeous.
Still waiting for mine.
Oh, I took yours. I took yours. Plus, another thing about their Kickstarters, all the reward tiers are going to include a free Kickstarter exclusive Voyager's Trunk, which is basically one of those blind box bundles of related products and goodies and accessories. You can become a backer now at therookandtheraven.com/Critical Role before their Kickstarter campaign ends on September 20th. So there's about 9 days left.
About that. Yeah.
Can I see it?
I know. It's like, well, hand that, toss that shit over.
You'll give it back, right?
Sure, maybe, sure.
Because I was told I could go.
We were all told a lot of
with
things.
that.
Let's take a look at this.
Dark and beautiful.
It is. It's really cool. You can. I used one in our last home game campaign and kept all my notes in there. I was sort of the scribe, the good D&D player who took the notes.
You were the Marisha.
I was the Marisha because at the start of the next session, it was like, Brian, what happened last time? And I would go to my nice notebook and, tell everyone what they did wrong the last game. Also on sale now, we're doing our very first live show in New York City. Yay! Join us if you can at the United Palace in Washington Heights on Thursday, October 4th. Tickets are available right now via Ticketmaster. You can check out details at critroll.com. Also, so many big announcements.
That theater is like covered in gold details. It's like the inside of Gilmore's mind, that theater. It is beautiful. I can't wait to be inside that space.
Oh, man. I would love a VR game of the inside of Gilmore's mind. Wouldn't that be fun?
Glad you ended that sentence that way.
The Herman's Head joke and nothing was coming.
Herman's Head, deep pull.
Deep pull.
All the way back to
gracious.
I know. Late 80s.
Late 80s.
Late 80s.
Things happen.
Other big news, our Twitch subs are live. Holy cow. It's live.
Who knew?
Check out our latest State of the Roll video at critroll.com or on youtube.com/Critical Role. Huge thanks to everybody for their support so far. It's been amazing. And there's emotes by Arsqueef. Oh wait, he's gone. He's on the other set.
I know, we moved him to the other set.
We keep moving him. I forgot to bring him back.
We need multiple Arsqueef pictures.
I'm a goth dad. I'm a goth dad emote.
Well, you are.
Yeah,
There's a goth dad emote. Do we have what? We normally have him in jail because he's a naughty boy.
Right now, he's sitting in the crystal skull.
He's in the crystal skull.
You've got a Puma, you've got a Sam and Liam Love icon, you've got Mercer's excited face. What else is in there?
There's a submit one that's in there as well.
I will.
There's a stay turnt one too.
Submit. Where is it?
He just did it.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, he did it. It was so, he's become so quick.
Submit.
The machine.
I call that piece, by the way, my mind on my money, money on my mind.
You do?
Yeah, the piece and the.
Yeah. The gold with the thing, yeah.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Yeah, people know what we're talking about later.
Yeah.
And a reminder, if you want to watch Talks Machina VODs or Critical Role VODs on the weekends, you'll need to stay subscribed to either Geek and Sundry's Twitch or Alpha channels. Another new big one, announcement, our new show, Between the Sheets, premieres next Monday, September 17th at twitch.tv/Critical Role. VODs will be available on Wednesday, September 19th at youtube.com/Critical Role. If you're a sub to our channel, you can watch that VOD in that 36-hour window. I am super proud of this show. I'm gonna get emotional. I've been working on it day and night, nonstop for weeks now. Our first, thank you, Marisha. Our first episode features none other than the most interesting man in the room, even when he's outside, Taliesin Jaffe.
Yes. I'm looking forward. We had a lot of fun. At least I recall we had a lot of fun.
We did, yeah. From what I remember, we had a lot of fun.
I got a little weird by the end of that.
The show is going to be awesome. You're going to learn a lot about, for the first season, learn a lot about these people that you think you know, but you don't.
I dug pictures out of photo albums for you.
We went deep in the vault. Taliesin's episode, I won't give you the exact runtime, but it's over an hour. We didn't even, we could have spent 20 hours.
Could have kept going.
Taliesin is like an endless well of darkness and love and joy and
so many bad things.
So many bad things.
I'm also excited just to see, Brain, you conduct these interviews because I feel like we know the Brian that is Talks Machina, but like a slab of marble that a sculptor has come and knocked away all the jokes about probation and lack of father's love. We'd get to this pure, straightforward Brian.
That's true.
With no stay turned to taint jokes.
That's true. There's Between the Sheets is, no cards, no, there's jokes. We laugh, we tell funny things, but I try to stay out of the way and be a little bit more serious. And
contrary to popular belief, you have a soul.
I do. Yeah, it's in there. Contractually, it can only come out at season breaks, so we have to break it up that way. We can't air the show all week.
Sure. Sweeps week.
Sweeps week. Yep, exactly. Sweeps week. We also announced, oh my God, the return of All Work No Play. Holy shit! Whoa. Featuring our very own Liam Oberon and Sam Riegel, Emmy Award winning. That show premieres at twitch.tv/Critical Role on Friday, September 28th at 7 Pacific. I have been on set for a few of the episodes so far, and holy shit, what's going to happen?
So amazing.
I don't know that anything like this has been done before.
I don't know if the show is going to be good. I know we're having fun.
It is fun.
We'll find out what the show is in X amount of weeks.
There's going to be a lot of... Our show, you should sit down with your own nice cocktail, Between the Sheets. We teach you how to make cocktails. Relax, have a nice cocktail, learn something about people, be inspired. All work, no play. Have liquid nowhere near your mouth, or it'll end up everywhere because it's absolute silliness, and I'm so happy that we're doing it.
We've seen some things.
We've seen some things. You've done
not
some
have
things.
seen otherwise.
You've done some things too. Also, big, awesome, huge announcement that's been going on for a few weeks is we're raising money for Sam's favorite charity, the Pab Love Foundation, which is dedicated towards ending childhood cancer through research funding and also improving the lives of children with cancer through the arts. You guys have heard us talk about it. There's a lot of details at critterroll.com, and you can donate now at give.classy.org/Team Herter, Herter. Already broken a lot of, they're having to add new sort of milestones and stuff, stretch goals, because everyone's been so generous in donating. So thank you guys for that, and please keep supporting them.
We have the best audience.
We do have the best audience. Yep. We've been saying it for years. We've been trying to push them away and tell them not to love us anymore, and they just keep coming back. And we keep accepting it, and it feeds our endless need for validation that we never got from our parents. Without further ado, let us discuss episode 33 of Critical Role Campaign 2, The Ruby and the Sapphire. Thanks. We're back. A couple of crit roll stats for episode 33 from our friends at Crit Roll Stats. That was an at symbol. This is the first episode of Campaign 2 to have no crits.
Not a crit to be found.
There was no combat, right?
No combat.
No combat.
Okay.
Not a lot of rolling.
But did anyone get any natural 20s? Do we know that?
That's a crit.
That's a crit?
Yeah, there were no natural 20s.
No natural 20s?
No
Oh
one.
man, I should just quit the show.
Let's pack it up, guys.
Got it wrong.
Let's pack it in.
Got it wrong. What kind of an ambassador for Dungeons and Dragons am I? Can I just say that
Yes.
Yes.
I feel so, just personally, I don't care about anyone else's opinion, sad that Laura could not be here tonight because I personally, you guys are on your own. I wanted to know what Laura thought about everything that happened on that last episode. We've all been wondering and wondering.
Why we had her on.
Yep.
That's why.
I get it. So, like, I share your disappointment that I am not Laura Bailey. I look in the mirror most mornings and have that same disappointment.
Yep.
He's making a suit. It will eventually be okay.
I just need one final piece.
Yeah. I
That
know.
got dark.
Laura's not feeling well, for anybody that missed our social media announcement and is wondering why Liam's here. It's because Laura is sick. I think her body was finally like, take a break.
Yeah, well,
Take a break.
When you have a kid, you start to like biochemically change on the inside, and both of them, poor Laura and Travis, are in that like 4-month period where you go from being a working, functional, charming adult into fucking Smeagol. That happens in the first year of parenthood.
Yeah.
They'll recover in time.
Yeah, they'll be
We just need
okay.
to be patient.
Yeah. I too was interested in hearing everything she had to say about all of that stuff.
She had so many good questions.
She did.
So many good questions.
Next time.
Joining us as always, Danny Carr, ladies and gentlemen. Dressed like corner office goth.
Danny Carr, are you sure that's not Elvira?
I know.
Who knows? Maybe.
Close. A lot of overlap.
That's it,
I
kid.
grew up on Elvira, man. I have nothing but love and respect. Yeah.
Not surprised
Yeah.
in the slightest.
Nope.
Grew up in Elvira.
Oh, I
Man.
even know. Yeah, like, oh yeah. Real name Cassandra. She's great.
Yeah. I found
Yes.
some Elvira themed things in your closet.
Yes, you did. Have you? Oh my God, that fucking. Have you? By the way, have you seen her movie? It's amazing. The
Which
Elvira,
movie?
The Elvira movie.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
one?
Mistress of the Dark or whatever?
What's
Oh,
it
yeah.
about? Give me the elevator pitch.
It's about 90 minutes.
She has to. Thank you. She has to move to the Midwest, and wackiness ensues.
Wackiness ensues.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's goth and boob jokes. It's great.
Oh,
What more do you
reminds
need?
me
Yeah,
of,
it's the
reminds
best.
me of our technical director, Chief. His favorite movie is Barbed Wire with
Oh, man.
Pamela Anderson.
Yeah, that happened.
He
Tour
talks
de
about that
force.
movie the way we talk about Elvira.
Oh, now I feel bad. Thank you.
Hey guys, our next stat, our next crit roll stat. If we go off the air, please let me know so I don't keep talking. There were 16 spells cast this week. What?
I really want Cassandra to be on our show, so now I'm like, oh.
Give it time. Guess.
Give it time.
2019.
We've gotten through crit roll stats.
Another great thing about our community, they're very forgiving.
Thank God.
Our crew, not so much.
Sorry, Max.
There were 16 spells cast this week. 10 of them
We're jesters.
were disguise self. 6 of those by Jester.
Okay.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? Yep. Of the 8 sending messages, Jester has sent this campaign. Only her last one to the gentleman was under the 25-word limit.
That was the first time. Well, there's a first for everything.
There is.
So 6 times to cast Disguise Self from Jester? And 2 messages. Was it 2?
No, it was. Oh God, it was more messages. It was like 3 messages. Or 4.
Because she's
She kept having to re-up.
I know.
Yeah.
It was like she kept putting a quarter into the payphone in prison
Yeah.
to try to call out.
yeah.
It's like the thing where you're trying to send a
It's
telegram
actually
and
more
counting
than
out
a
the
quarter
words.
nowadays, but
Infamous.
we'll let that go.
Famous.
I think she did 3 sending messages the whole thing. Yeah.
So that's 9 spells total so far. Did she do anything else? 9.
Burned through quite a few.
8 sending messages so far in the campaign. Only her last one to the gentleman was under the 25 word limit.
Correct.
Yeah. Disguise self was big this week.
Yeah, we're a bunch of liars.
I mean, like sometimes my whole thought was sometimes you don't want to be the guy who's like 9 feet tall in the theater. It felt like the polite thing to do. It was less about being worried about causing attention. It was more like, and literally my character was like, oh, people are going to want to see this show. I should get short. That was literally his thought process.
I agree. I thought like
they want to be the tall guy in the theater.
This place is clearly going to have a no shirts, no shoes, no service policy, and I am threadbare. So like I didn't need to disguise. Caleb didn't need to disguise himself, but he does look like shit. So
Yeah.
he just changed his clothes.
Was there a lot? I didn't get as much chance to look through. I didn't get a chance to look through as much of the art as I usually do on the weekends. Was there a lot of cleaned up Caleb
Well,
art?
there was some naked art.
Yeah, but that's the
skinny
stuff.
dipping.
That's the stuff I do make time for.
I just remember one. I only remember 1 or 2 this time.
Wow.
It's not an exact science.
I wonder if how many times he'll find occasion to. I wonder if he'll. Did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy the idea of Caleb being cleaned
Caleb
up, or
being
did
clean?
it feel?
I mean, Caleb's state of cleanliness or dirtiness is Laura Bailey's call, not mine. So I don't really have an opinion on it.
Yeah, I bet she's got one at home right now. Okay, our first question of the night from our lovely community comes from Shaytane.
Excited. Shaytane?
Shaytane. I think it's
Sure.
Shaytane. Shaytane. Shanae asks, what were your characters' feelings, both of you, and thoughts when going to the ocean?
Do you want to start? Or should
I can.
Start? You start. You're on the edge of the couch. I mean, the couch has 2 edges, but you're on one of them.
Yes, dear.
You were the edgelord tonight.
Well, Caleb's feelings about the ocean are wrapped up into the fact that he is out of the Empire for the first time ever, so he's experimenting with feeling a little more at ease than he typically does. That changed as soon as they got into town because he wasn't expecting to see Crown's Guard dotting the streets, but until that moment, he was like, okay, I'm not, or we're out of the danger zone somewhat. I guess it's possible that people I don't want to run into could be here, but highly unlikely. So he started to relax. And then the ocean was that, but even beyond that, which is that something that he's not a one-note caricature. He has a lot of different conflicting feelings, and to see the ocean for the first time ever in your life, or even a giant body of water, I don't think that Caleb's seen anything like that. So it was just a rare moment where all the things that weigh on him pretty heavily could kind of recede for a bit, and he could allow himself something good for once.
A moment of respite.
Yeah.
Was it Jester who said it's like fire but the opposite?
Yes.
Yeah.
it
Was that? Oh
Jester.
yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
She was doing really great this episode.
She was.
She had a really great episode.
Yeah.
She'll be missed on this show. Sadly, we can't invite anyone back who
Her
cancels.
replacement will be real good though.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, Taliesin, can you just hold the Jester doll the whole time? So we
Yeah,
can just
please
highlight
give us
she's
a
here?
little gesture, love.
Yes, I am here. Hello.
Your thoughts about the ocean from Caduceus's perspective?
I'll say, like, I didn't actually see snowfall, like, appropriately until I was a teenager, and I remember very specifically when I, like, went and saw...
Angelino.
Yeah, no, I live in LA. Like, if there is any snow, it happens while you're asleep, and it's a ½ centimeter of it, and then it's gone. So, like, the first time, like, that actually happened where I woke up in the morning and there was snow coming down from the sky was an intense experience, and I was, like, 14 at the time, so...
Wow.
That's cool.
I was like, wow, and he's... Yeah, I mean, for somebody who's spent an awful lot of their life in the place of thinking very, very hard about how large the universe is and his place within it, to be confronted with absolute proof of that was definitely a wonderful feeling. He is going to be on a delighted high for quite a while. They'll be hard pressed to get him away from the ocean for a while. He's
Oh, that's awesome.
On a past. Hang on a second, Brian.
Please.
On a past episode when Sam and I were here together last, we talked about how much we tend to think about this stuff when we're not here.
So Tumblr told me, yes.
Oh, okay.
No, I mean, but carry on.
Okay, but
Do we all go on Tumblr and look at all this? I fucking
Yes.
love Tumblr.
I don't.
Tumblr's the place I go to feel good.
topic entirely.
I go for
is.
comic book art really almost exclusively, but yeah.
I go for the real dirty, sexy stuff. Am I the? I can't be. Danny, do you?
Lots and lots
Have
of
a social
reasons.
life.
I go primarily for art. My experience of Tumblr is like art. Giant penis, art. Art. That person hates me, art. Oh, that's
Like
nice. Art.
You're a high school girl there.
As I'm scrolling and collecting art, I occasionally get a bizarre detail because your eyes just take in what they take.
Yeah. But you guys were saying the last time you were on the show.
Wonderland.
You were saying last week.
Oh, just how much Sam and I, and I'm sure we're not the only ones, think about this stuff. And I've literally been thinking about like my alter ego self seeing the ocean for the first time and what that irrationally meant to him. Like there's no like, oh, this means this and this. He had nothing like that, but just how much it affected him.
Sure.
But that guy, Caleb, doesn't exist.
I mean,
Yes, he does. He exists right here.
metatextually, certainly. I get that. I get the notion of these metatextual.
Don't hurt
metatextual
Danny
adventures
and I
over
with this.
I'm a convert. You're preaching to the choir, but
Liam, next you're gonna tell me that Vax doesn't exist.
have you read or
Just
or
don't,
listened
don't
to
do that.
He
to
doesn't
me.
anymore, Danny.
Right,
Signal to Noise?
I'm kidding. That's not
Breaking
nothing like
Danny.
that.
what's
happened.
Signal to Noise?
Signal to Noise is it's a Neil Gaiman book, I believe, and it's all about
Novel or graphic novel?
Novel.
Okay.
I'll find it for you. It's all about fictional people and how they exist inside a writer's head. It's quite nice.
That kind of feels like required reading at this
it's
point.
really good. It's also a really good radio play. It might just be a radio play. I'll have to look it up.
Either way.
Right now, the chat is telling me what I'm.
Is it on Audible?
Probably.
Twitter tell me in an hour and a half.
Perfect.
Cool.
And
Okay.
They're on a 30-second delay, so an hour and 29 minutes and 30 seconds.
Okay.
They'll know. Twitter will know.
Sure.
Liam,
Yes.
sort of a follow-up to that previous question about the ocean from random answers for random questions. The vast infinity of the dodecahedron scared Caleb, but the vast infinity of the ocean comforted him. Is this because he was used to it after studying the beacon for so long, or is there another reason?
Yeah, I definitely think that the beacon helped him process that in advance because he'd been landlocked his whole life and none of them have experienced what the dodecahedron offers a glimpse into. So I think the ocean might have been more of a freak out. Maybe he wouldn't have gone in if he hadn't seen multiple versions of himself all in a row. I don't know that he found it comforting. I think he, this is such an acid trip thing. I think that he was like interfacing with existence and again confirming to himself that the universe is wide and vast and complicated and there is a hidden logic to it all that if you search for, you maybe can find. It was just like seeing his heart's desire splayed into an abstract form in front of him.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's
That's a
just like
beautiful sentiment,
the
though.
three of us looking at the ocean, anyone looking at the
Yeah.
ocean. The ocean is,
It's a place for reflection. It's a
Yeah.
place of sort of being in wonder of the chemistry of nature.
that's right, it's
Yeah.
fully, in the full sense of the word, awe-inspiring because we are so little.
Yeah.
We are so insignificant in the face of the universe.
Douglas Adams, you see, it's the place where three elements, it's the sky, the earth, and the water all meet. It's this place of perfect junction.
My dad used to tell me a little, vignette about the footprints on the beach. Have you guys ever heard that one about, when there was only one set of footprints? It was because we left you in the car.
Really looking forward to that walk.
Allison.
Wait. One last pseudo-serious thought on that.
Please.
And that is, I remember going to the beach as a kid and seeing the ocean. And at that age, I think before my brain had time to mature and reflect on things, it was all about just like jumping in the waves and exploring and being like a young animal on planet Earth. But now when I take my own kids to the ocean, like they're doing what I did when I was 6 and 7, going, come on, Dad, jump in the water, jump in the water. And my mind is just, expanding, and I just go glassy-eyed and stare because it's so big.
I have a photograph that I need to find. It was several years ago at Travis's birthday party that we did at the beach where we got arrested by the cops for.
You're just going to come out and say it?
Yeah, I mean that happened.
I was going to hint at it.
But your kids were there.
Yeah.
And Liam, best dad ever, goes out into the water and covers himself with all of these strings of kelp or whatever and seaweed and all this stuff. And he comes out of his kids are standing there, he comes out of the water, like the sea monster, and chasing them, and they were just laughing hysterically, and all of us are sitting there just like, what a great dad. You looked, I have a picture of you coming out of the water with all this stuff. I'll try and find it. And
a lot of good memories from that day. That, you getting arrested, everyone, not arrested.
We got
fine.
Cited.
Ashley got attacked by a large flying bug that day. Really, it was the police, though, was the
police,
main thing.
The Baywatch Nights police on the, speaking of people's favorite shows, Max Jenga, Baywatch Nights. Taliesin.
Yeah.
CD88 has the question. It's been a few weeks since the Mighty Nine joined up with Caduceus. Wait, clarify something for me, because when you first said, you said it's Caduceus, but then Thursday night you said Caduceus?
Yeah, I was tired.
Okay.
It's pejorative.
So we want
Caduceus.
a Caduceus. Okay.
Yeah, however it's spelled is the correct way.
I understand.
I occasionally roll in really tired.
Yeah.
So
I know.
I didn't learn how to spell my own name until I was like 9. It's bad.
I still have trouble spelling
still
your
working
name.
on it.
Yeah.
It's been a few weeks, Taliesin, since the Mighty Nine joined up with Caduceus. How does he feel about his traveling companions? Is there anyone he's particularly fond of?
I don't know if I would say he's he's fond of all of them. He thinks they're great. He really likes them. He doesn't have an awful lot of people to compare them to.
That's true.
The list of people he's interacted with in his life is short. It's a list I'm making right now, so Matt doesn't kill me. But I think he really likes Jester. I think he gets Jester. He feels like he really gets Jester. And I would say if he had to pick one, that would be the one that he so far is, just because I think he feels that she's the easiest book to read at this point, although he's got deep opinions on all of them.
Interesting.
I feel like Caduceus is such a tough read, so tough to understand. Yeah.
He's
what
not
are
tough
you?
to read. He's not tough to understand.
Well, then maybe
He's easy.
maybe Caleb is trying to overcomplicate what he is.
I could give you my like quick rundown of like, it's if it's the dude and Alan Watts had a baby, and left him in the jungle.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Caleb doesn't know any of that.
No. Yeah. No, I feel like I'm really proud of everything that happened in the lighthouse. I felt the lighthouse was like the most Caduceus I could probably help for.
That seemed like an interesting insight into his personality.
No, it's just he knows what he knows, and he doesn't know a lot, and he knows he doesn't know a lot, but knows that doesn't matter. So
Yeah.
it's fine.
That's a wonderful statement. Liam,
Your name is spelled Ta, Lie, Sin. So Ta, like your Irish going ta,
Ta.
Lie, duh, Sin, double duh.
Yeah,
Got it.
Yep.
makes sense.
Got it.
We now know the letters that are in Talison's name. Never mind. Liam.
Yes.
Distract people from the fact I don't know what I'm saying with an answer to this question from Chaotic Rogue.
Aww.
You said,
It me.
You said Caleb had some thoughts about Jester's household from what she told him. Have those thoughts changed now that he's met the Ruby?
Too early to say.
Okay.
A lot of people have tweeted me about this too. I don't think Caleb assumed that Jester's mom was evil. It just didn't sound like a great childhood. My parents split, Liam, when I was 5.
Yeah.
And I immediately began seeing my dad a lot less than I wish I did. I love my dad, have a great relationship with him. But when I was a kid, like, I wanted more, right? Doesn't mean my dad was evil. It just meant that I wished I saw my dad more when I was a kid, on the weekdays, school days. So she seemed very charming and beguiling, and it made sense why she was such a renowned character in the realm. But it's I mean, everything that Jester talks about still doesn't sound great. Caleb, I think, still feels on some level sad that she had to go through that.
Yeah.
To have that kind of experience.
Yeah, I
it's
understand.
nobody's evil. It's just life is life and hard. And it seemed he liked seeing that that Jester's mother obviously loves her very much, and still is like, I wish that you had gotten more of her.
Interesting.
That's all. It's pretty simple.
Yeah, it's an interesting thought. I love hearing your perspective because Caleb's thoughts towards other people are always so much more kind than the thoughts he has about himself. And we've talked about that on the show. And I know that it's part of the arc of that character, but it's always interesting to hear your perspective about his thoughts on everyone else. And
Something I think I've become cognizant as we've sat in these skins since the start of this campaign is Caleb is often thinking, this would be what life was like if I wasn't terrible. Like if I didn't have the weight that's on my shoulders, I could fully engage with this, or I could commiserate, or I could try to comfort Jester, or I could enjoy the beach fully. Oh, but that's not what my life is like. I'm terrible.
wow.
So like it's constantly.
Except, of course, that's exactly what his life was like.
Exactly.
That's what he's actually experiencing, but he's not ready for
right,
that.
but
Yeah.
he's living.
He
the
ain't there
past.
yet.
He's
Yeah.
living in the past.
Yeah.
He's not there. Maybe he'll get there.
Maybe he'll get there.
Yeah, he's able to be somewhere but still not be fully present because
Yeah, it's getting to know the 9 as much as he has. He's like right up there, and the glass is still there. But it's like this is just like real life, but the glass is still there.
yeah,
That's what it feels like.
my man Marvin a day, aka Meatloaf, says objects in the rearview mirror may appear closer than they are. It's a great song if you have 20 minutes. Taliesin, Cyberwolf 1201 asks, what does
20 minutes.
Hey, and a great music video directed by Michael Bay. I'm just saying, Michael Bay got his start directing Meatloaf music videos, and that's not a joke. I love Meatloaf. Anyways,
Me too.
Taliesin,
Yeah.
stop whatever you're about to say, because it'll insult me.
I'm not going any further.
For
won't do that.
Christmas, like 7 years ago, Laura Bailey got me a guitar string bracelet. It's an actual guitar string that Meatloaf played on a tour, and she bought it on this charity thing, and she gave it to me. That's someone who knows me and loves me. I know she's watching, making up for the things I said earlier. Taliesin, what does Caduceus think of Bo's and Jester's pets? Does he intend to help train and befriend the pets, or is he fine letting the owners do whatever it is they're doing?
I don't think he understands the entire nature of that relationship and what it entails. I don't think
the relationship between them and the pets.
Yeah, like I don't think it's really occurred to him what that relationship is. I think he just is now aware that we have an owl and a ferret and a dog hanging out with us.
Okay.
I think if we got another person in the party, he would have the same like, cool, another.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't think he's really absorbed the hierarchy issue there. Especially since again, you live in the woods long enough. He's has relationships with animals all the time. So
I was
this is
gonna say,
now.
was he not exposed to animals in the
time.
graveyard, not
well,
so much
and
a
also,
cemetery?
and like he can communicate with them. He's used to communicating with any living thing, and this is just 3 new living things to communicate with.
Are you guys traveling with us?
Yeah,
That's
it's cool.
great.
They're with us now. That's cool.
I'm just
Cool.
imagining Caduceus like giving the owl a knife, like y'all
Yeah.
gave to Kiri, and just like, go. When is your initiative?
Yeah.
Or something like
Oh yeah,
that.
no, it's definitely and I think he likes the owl best so far.
If someone ever took the owl or the owl, yeah. If someone ever took the owl or the owl flew away, you know, I feel like Caduceus would be like, that owl really tied the group together.
Heart and soul of the party,
Man.
Professor Thaddeus.
Some new
Owl
shit.
really
is-
tied
You're
the
not privy to this new shit, man. For both of you, Cheesy Puffer. I love that name because it makes me think of Cheesy Puffs, the things I eat before I talk shit to people online. Both of you, what do your characters think about Jester's possible relationship with the gentleman?
Like our characters or us?
What do your characters think
My
about?
character doesn't understand what any of that
Because
is.
again, a hierarchy that he may not be.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's kind of cognizant that maybe I don't think he really entirely understands the gravity of it.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. You get to know your dad.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty soon to understand what the fallout of that's going to be.
I'm so excited.
I think Caleb thinks that all of the 9, except for Jester, are kind of fucked up and kind of problematic in their own ways. And now Jester is one of us, more so even. No, I mean, she was one of the 9 for sure, but like that's complicated.
Yeah.
That's complicated.
Interesting.
Yeah, no, he's just of the opinion that's probably great. He has a pretty positive relationship with his family. Family's a good thing.
Yeah.
Doesn't have a lot of complicated thoughts on the subject.
Okay.
It's either really bad or will come with really
I'm excited.
connections, really good connections.
I'm excited.
Caleb thinks.
Yeah.
How old is Caduceus? Ish.
In theoretical terms or in actual years?
Yeah, both of those things.
I believe 50, if I recall, is what we agreed on. 50-ish. He doesn't really know, but he's definitely like early 20s.
Early 20s for
Bulb.
aging
Early
process,
20s for
right,
Bulb.
in dog years.
But like also but he's literally grown up in a monastery, so there's not like it's not really
right.
His early 20s is not necessarily somebody else's early 20s.
Sure.
Kind of like your early 20s.
Boy,
not
my
really
early 20s, thankfully,
everyone's.
world will not survive other people's.
Well, we're going to give away some free shit real fast.
Fresh it.
We have some fresh shit. Our first giveaway tonight is honoring your epic gift making skills. It's time for GIF of the Week.
GIF of the week. GIF of the week.
I'm clapping. Our winner for episode 33 of Campaign 2 was sent in by Robin Griffin at Rabology. Let's take a look. This one's fantastic.
Uh-oh.
Play it again. Let's see it again.
This is why I say this show is like the best theater rehearsal ever, because
Yes.
it is both fuckery and then instantly in it and then fuckery again.
Yep.
Hair's breadth away from each other.
Yep. Congrats to you, Robin. You have won this CR Retro Tee. Boom, da doom, 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 da doom, doom. Softest clothes in the world. Sorry, Steve. I thought you went over there. I'll never do that again.
Brian, on the screen, your eyes
Are so blue.
Dune levels of
Yeah.
blue on the screen. Are you spicing?
Spicing? You look like you've been spicing. You tell us if you were spicing.
Now, I'm not familiar with a lot of different types of narcotics. Is spice the synthetic marijuana that's most prevalent in New Mexico and El Paso right now?
Have you ever stuck your finger in a gom jabbar?
In a gom jabbar?
Yeah.
I
Different than Eldebars.
feel like I would remember. I did have some dates with some gom jabars. Max,
Didn't get to third base.
change your clothes. It's not that he smells, he reeks. Our next question,
Brian Foster.
I'm kidding.
Wow.
I can't smell him from this far away. Liam,
Throw something at him.
We're all, we're all a little saucy tonight.
oh, that shirt has increased in value because Max used it as a hostile gesture. Gesture.
Hostile gesture. We'll get to
Hostile
later in this
gesture.
Okay.
Liam,
Yes.
I have to keep looking over my shoulder now because I'm expecting. Liam, sad cypress. Oh, we don't like our trees to be sad. Caleb is being very specifically protective of Jester on this leg of the journey, looking out for her and watching her closely. Can you talk about what's motivating that?
Part of it is that they're
Noticed that a little bit, yeah.
Sure. Part of it's that they're out of the Empire right now, and that Sauron eye feels a little more distant, so he's able to try to befriend these people. I feel like it's rough for Caduceus because you've just joined, but I feel like in this last episode he was able to find a moment with Ford to try to reestablish friendship again. Bo and Caleb had kind of a bump in the road in comparison to past weeks. But I mean, there's no question that like the thing that made Caleb apprehensive about Jester upon first meeting her, which is like, sure, she's funny and a big personality. She needs a big couch because she's a big personality, is also great. I mean, if like you have no problems and you're not running from terrible things and you're not weighed down by your past, like Jester would be great to hang out with, and it's related to my past answers, which is like it would be so good to be like close friends with you and have fun with you if I didn't have to also consider leaving you to die if the situation calls for it.
Yeah. There's only so far you can go with the person if you have that.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's a lot of person to have with you too. Like,
yes,
it's a great, it's not always the same friend you want to go drinking with as you want to run from the cops with.
Jester is like a Christopher Durang character, playwright.
Yeah.
She is a lot of personality, and with many things like the ocean, like with many things, he's constantly thinking like, we shouldn't have to worry about everything else, but I do.
Yeah.
But it's nice to be with her. She's fun to be around.
Can still enjoy those moments.
Yeah, and I think like he sees chances to help people. He's irredeemable, and he can't go all the way and do everything for other people, but he'd like to be helpful if he can. He can only go so far because from his point of view, he's got things that he's going to do. But if he can do things that are helpful to people, and he's done it before, if he can do things that are helpful to people that are easy and don't break his game, he wants to do those things.
In his mind, he's irredeemable.
Yeah.
That's
different than Liam's mind.
I totally understand that, and that's my next question is: do you guys believe that any characters are irredeemable?
I've already tried. I failed. I don't know.
You failed hard.
I failed hard.
You failed pretty hard.
I attempted to play that game and failed.
Why? Why? Because you. Why?
I tried to make an irredeemable character who was, other than like just creating an outright caricature. I mean, like anybody can make a caricature. You can make, Mr. Kicks dogs. You know, you can just walk around and kick. You can make something that's not real and is just kind of a bullshit exercise in the notion of what is it? It's the evil giraffe. It's just I'm going to eat all these leaves. You know, and you can make a big mustache twirling villain, but sure, that's not irredeemable. That's not a real person, though.
Yeah.
There aren't. I've met some really shitty people, and none of them are evil giraffes.
Yeah. Adolf Hitler was not an evil giraffe. I mean, I don't know the answer to this question, and I wonder, like, if you put Adolf at the center of its own story, like, if you got to know what the things that he was afraid of and was trying to do, like, could you not excuse what he did? Because no one can excuse what he did, but can you, like, feel bad for the sad wretch of a shit that he was? I don't know.
Pity is easy, but I think if a character's as long as you have a character who's trying to move towards something, which is the point of a game like of a character like these,
right?
Is like I don't know if you can make a character who's going to move in that direction. I wouldn't know how to make a character who's moving towards redemption, who on some level can't be redeemed just by the act of moving in that direction.
Isn't an irredeemable character sort of boring? Isn't it a one-dimensional?
I mean, they're fun
in my
for 20
mind,
minutes.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, because
I love Pete's Dragon.
Pure evil. Pete's Dragon. Okay, great example.
Yeah.
Pure evil is without any hope for redemption, in my mind, unrelatable. And what makes a good villain is having at least an understanding. You don't have to agree with their point of view. Thanos in Infinity War, spoilers, is a great example of that, where you go like, I kind of see what he's talking about. It's totally fucked up.
I'm gonna go theater nerd, but Aaron in Titus Andronicus.
Okay, yeah, another great
is
example.
Literally, I mean, like Shakespeare's original. I've done thy mother.
Yeah,
Is utterly irredeemed. I mean, like he only has one redeemable act in the entire play, which is I'll confess if you spare my son. That is like and everything else he does in the play for the entire time is literally just like, oh, look, a puppy, let's kill it.
Yeah.
Like every fucking thing.
I don't know. I mean, I definitely intended for Caleb, if we can make it more specific again, to have the chance for some kind of redemption. I don't know what I want what his story is going to be, but I knew that I wouldn't want to play him, and I don't think people would want to watch him if he didn't have the ability to step into the light or live with what he did or succeed in his harebrained idea that he has, because that's a really roundabout, crazy way to try to clean his slate.
Sure.
I wouldn't want to play a one-note character.
I don't think you're capable of it.
I'm enjoying. I don't know what I'm going to do with this story, but I think it's very possible that he could get like 99 out of 100 steps of the way to getting redemption and then fucking it up at the very last second. And I want that open.
Yeah.
Because I love the the uncertainty of it.
And like, there's such a thing as an evil campaign, which is a thing that is fun and can work and is definitely a thing. But I mean, like the rules for that kind of gameplay and those kind of characters are so. I mean, if you're not looking for redemption, who cares?
And that's not what I don't think what Caleb is. Like I think he wishes that he could make he wishes that he could make things right, as small a chance that is, but the desire to land it is there.
He's a villain only in his head, which is the hardest place which is really the hardest fight of all for a character like that, is to get that out of you.
My desire to land you is there.
Bam.
Guys.
Son, you just won. Let's give out some free shit.
In a minute. We'll get there.
Way to bring that around.
Creative director is just hiding in the palm of her hand.
Yeah. Yep. Thanks for following me along that bunny trail. I wanted to explore that. Kyle with an N, who we got to meet at Gen Con. Niall.
Is that a kiln?
It's Niall. It's
Niall.
It's Niall. Kyle with an N. It's Niall.
Ryan.
Yep. Are you worried about the party's relationship with the gentleman after Jester's questions about his identity and affiliation with the Ruby of the Sea? Do you think the Mighty Nine is in any sort of danger?
Could be.
I think so. Danny?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Now that
I hadn't even thought about it.
That is something that he clearly wanted to stay buried, and this is gonna be some shit. I'm worried for you guys.
Your kin, man.
Yeah,
I am very worried.
What do you think Ophelia is going to feel about all that?
Oh, I don't think Ophelia is actually into the gentleman.
You
I don't know.
think so?
I don't think. I don't. I
Time will
think
tell.
that she's. I think she's like playing that game because it gets her what she wants. I don't think she actually is into it.
Yeah.
It could go anywhere. It could go anywhere.
hadn't
There's
even
so
thought
many
about it.
options.
Yeah. Chief, let's go back to Danny Cam for a second. Danny's new show premiering on Critical Role Network, Between Two Ladders. It's a great aesthetic.
Max and Marisha, did you guys just see a ghost?
Yeah, why are you guys tripping out over there?
Caught a fly.
Oh, you
that motherfucking fly.
Oh, there it is. Son of a bitch! Hey,
Literally just knocked
trying
into
to
that
take my shot.
dodecahedron.
Stay out of my camera.
It's Vecna. He's immortal. He's just been flying around the studio for months.
Yeah, that's true.
One hit point.
Taliesin,
Yeah.
artist someday, has always asked great questions. Why would Caduceus be more interested in the architecture of the lighthouse rather than the glorious view of the natural setting that the Wild Mother protects?
I love watching you swipe at a very expensive iPad at a fly. That made me really happy.
I stole this from Best Buy.
I mean, like, not to say that he'd seen The View, although he did see The View, but
It's a great show.
it's a great show. That was a mystery, and that he's looking for specific things, and he is searching for some level of illumination, and that lighthouse called to him. I have no better way of putting it other than like the view was lovely, and I'm sure he could have gotten distracted, but the lighthouse was his mission, and he was very once and if he's unfocused on something like that, he's focused on it. It's very hard to distract him, and he was really. I mean, I will say he didn't get nearly as much out of the lighthouse as he wanted. If he had been invited to stay, he would have stayed longer.
Wow.
But he wanted to know more, and still wants to know more very badly.
Wow.
It's likely that the lighthouse is a physical manifestation of that God's will. Mm-hmm. So.
Well, and then there was the conversation about the Dawn Father as well, or oh god, my brain is entirely Swiss cheese. But yeah, that whole notion kind of came to him, and I was kind of curious into exploring that.
Yeah.
Of why that lighthouse is there, what it means.
Right. Maybe the Dawn Father occasionally gets inside another giant statue, and they get it on.
That would be hot, but
So that's something you've got to understand.
Is that true?
Yes.
Can I find that on Tumblr?
I'll write it for you.
Thank you.
soon to be in the art book actually. Where
Is it really? What page, so I can start getting excited?
I wrote a whole thing about I wrote a chunk of lore about the Wild Mother completely off topic in the art book.
In the new art book.
In the new art book.
Our new baby.
So I've been thinking a lot about the nature of some of these gods and how they interact. So it kind of a little bit of that leaked into Caduceus at that point of kind
That's
of
amazing.
what I've been writing around. So
Taliesin, an incredible writer, for those of you who don't know.
I know most of the
asking for
letters, a few of the vowels. I do okay.
Yep.
In the years that Taliesin and I knew each other before Dungeons and Dragons, we were more work colleagues.
Yeah.
Really, we're friends now, but we were more work colleagues. And I would look at scripts that Taliesin wrote for anime dubs, and I'd be like, "Would they get fucking Baudelaire for this anime dub?
yeah,
Holy
bless
shit!
you.
You did so much work you didn't need to do. It's really good."
I had a problem.
Yep.
It was not healthy.
We discussed some of Talison's writing on Between the Sheets, which airs September 17th. Liam, my skills are improving. Liam, rescue us from that shameless plug. Tomax Hole.
Tomax.
Caleb was pretty annoyed with Ford and BO's Wizard Tower shenanigans. Does he not have any curiosity about it, or just wanted the group to stay on target,
Well, I mean, a wizard's tower, of course, is very interesting to Caleb, but there's a couple of things you want to do before you rate it. The first is probably to ask somebody what that is. What is that? Whose is that? What's that? What is that?
That's the dreaded tower of go fuck yourself. Look at that.
Second
right
thing is, I'm getting the finger from Ray off camera.
double fingers.
Second thing is to watch it for a few days. Third thing is wait for the sun to go down. Don't try to parkour up the side of it in broad daylight, not knowing who lives there, what it is, what to
be
do.
fair,
I-
they did ask what it was.
Yeah.
And they do know who lives
How
there.
much info did they get? That's Snarksis the Malevolent. Let's climb it.
They
Molly
did at
would have been
least.
totally with them.
They did one of the things you suggested.
Listen, everyone in this campaign and every D&D campaign takes turns going, I don't know, fuck it, this is fun, which is what I believe is what happened there. But like Caleb got scolded in the past for doing things on the fly, things that could endanger the group, things that didn't make sense. I don't think there's a lot of sense in trying to, kick jump your way up the side of a magical shifting tower in broad daylight in a town you just rolled up into.
Yeah.
I think.
Molly would have been all about that tower. Just saying.
Sure.
It's what he would have wanted.
Caleb went, that is interesting. I'll see you later.
Oh yeah. No,
Come
we're
on,
coming
guys.
back to
Yeah,
that.
we'll come
We're coming
back.
back to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just fun to hop the fence to say that you could.
I know. I know it.
We know it. We know it. We know those Kentucky tricks.
We know you could hop that fence.
Look, sometimes I'll be the slapdick idiot and you'll rein me in, and sometimes we'll trade hats.
We were waiting for you, motherfucker.
Yeah.
We were burning time for
Let's
you.
jump up and urinate on the side of Fort Knox while we wait for our friends, because that's what you do.
This episode, stop talking about me.
Should I go and have Marisha sit here and just like talk about this last episode since she wasn't able
We
to?
started it.
What happened? Why does it have to be a problem? They made a fun but tactically unwise decision,
That's
and
true.
Caleb gave him the finger. Well, what's the big deal? It's D&D. This is D&D. This is what you do.
It is. It is. It
We
is.
all want a new carpet.
Over.
We all want a new carpet. That's what this really boils down
Don't
to.
look me in
Yes.
the eye.
People want carpets. Before we go any further off the rails than we did by 7:01,
Has this ever been on the rails?
no, that is not our brand.
What are rails?
Yeah, rails are guidelines, and we don't follow guidelines very well. We're gonna give away some more free shit before we have to go. For fan art of the week.
Fresh shit for Fnart.
Yes. Art Dad.
Ting.
There's Art Dad for you.
Hey.
This week's fan art winner for episode 33 was sent in by Day at Zomgday.
Zomagad.
Zomgday. That artist has done a lot of art.
Zomagad Day. Yes.
Yes, oh my God.
Let's take a look.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Damn.
There was a lot of debate about whether or not this art was too sexy, not sexy enough.
What's
But
too sexy?
So I don't really know. That's a term that somebody brought up in the office, and I'm like,
It's a weird.
I don't know what that means.
Handsome piece of art.
That's a beautiful piece of art and an amazing character. I should ask Crit Roll Stats how many NPCs Matt's up to now in this campaign. How many we've
That'd be a fun one.
amassed because
She
there
was so endearing.
yeah,
So endearing.
completely. Thanks everyone who submitted. Congrats to you. You have won this Mahogany Dice Tower system featuring Euphorus cartography by Devin Brew. We were just talking about it earlier. This is amazing. It has the Strap of
The strap.
Destiny.
Is it a bear strap? What am I? Oh, flame strap.
It's a flame strap. Flame strap was my nickname in college. We have this wonderful dice tower system. There's a dice vault in there. There's this tray, which has beautiful leather and all the wonderful things. Thank you to our friends at Wormwood. Make sure to check them out at Wormwood Gaming or wormwoodgaming.com. Make sure to submit your GIF and fan art to submit at toxmachina.com. Rules for our contests are available on our wonderful website at critroll.com. I have to take a second and give a shout out to the incredible Rachel Romero, who manages our website and everything that ends up on there and goes over. She sits there and thinks, what are the questions people are going to ask? I'm going to answer all of those that I can in this post before it even goes out. She doesn't get enough love, but she gets it from me tonight.
She's pretty great.
Don't ask for anything ever again. That's all you get, Rachel. Taliesin.
Yes. Yeah.
It's Hoon asks, I think this is short for It's High Noon. It's Hoon asks, Deuce's chill demeanor is a wonderful addition to the composition of the Mighty Nine. Even with his biggest concerns, like the decay of his home forest, he seems strangely calm. Does he train himself to not show strong emotions like anger, sadness, and fear? Or is that just the way he is?
Well, there's not been a lot to make him angry, sad, or afraid of yet, which, to be fair, is part of an interesting conversation. He is very even keel. He is a believer in even keel. He's also it's not that he's showing emotion. It's just that he's having he has a lot of very quiet and very personal delight. He's a big fan of quiet and personal delight. He is happy to sit and just feel a feeling and not necessarily do anything beyond that. He is not a creature of heavy desire. He doesn't have a lot of things he wants, and so he's not missing a lot.
Interesting, yeah. Does he have a bucket list?
He wouldn't know what a bucket list is.
Well, that's a term that's in our world.
I know. But like attempting to explain a series of things that you would want to do before you die would be to him like, that's strange. Like he would definitely be like, it's never occurred to him to, if something hadn't gone wrong in his home, he probably would have never left it.
Wow.
Like he's very much a hobbit in that way, except a little less afraid of the outside world and more just, I'm sure it's great.
Yeah.
But I'm here.
He's never seen a traveling companion speared through the chest.
No, but he's been living in a haunted forest his whole life. He has had to deal with wild animal attacks. He's had criminals try and rob the shrine. I mean, he has seen violence. He is very comfortable with the nature of violence. Violence is very natural. He kind of pointed that out as one of his big things is like violence is. If we wiped all people off the earth, violence would still be here.
Right.
Yeah.
In a National Geographic sense.
Yeah, in a National Geographic sense, and he's okay with his place in that. But I think I'm really excited to see what happens if he gets angry or afraid or is put in a place of real peril for himself or his companions. I don't know how he'll react yet. So, yeah, he's interesting.
Yeah, I would say that to say the least.
Yeah.
Liam, 2 weeks ago, you ran a one-shot, your third.
Yeah.
Violet, you're fourth? Wait, yeah, because there was the
Liam,
way back in the
Weirdness,
day
Part 1 and 2,
Yep.
and The Screw Job, which was a clasp story, and now Wolves.
Yeah. Violet Peck sent in a great question. How was it killing Marisha, Matt, and Taliesin in the one-shot without them being there?
Well, it's something I try to do every game I run. I was entertained by the fact that nobody playing the game really picked up on it. the audience picked up right away. Also wasn't expecting Marisha's alter ego to die as disgustingly. I figured someone would throw some magic up at her or pull her down and stick a sword through her, but no. Erica Luttrell decided as her wolf to just chuck her off the side of a mausoleum, and I thought, oh, well, naturally she falls on the iron wrought fence.
Yep, naturally.
She just, exactly. And then the good cleric tried to finish the job kindly, like putting an animal down, except he didn't finish the job, and then he walked away.
Yeah.
So it didn't really go well for that woman.
Oh.
Ray was her name.
Fuck it.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
I'm sure she died like 20 minutes later. It's fine.
Oh God.
Oh wow. Well, that was a great one shot,
We had fun.
and the little minis and all the great TJ. Everybody was fantastic.
Man.
I spent a lot of time following in Matt's footsteps and putting together my little maps.
The maps look great.
Yeah,
I got to start working on my next one.
so much fun.
You do.
I have an idea for one, but I don't think I'm next, so I think I have a little bit of
We
time.
want Bailey to do it
Bailey's gotta
next.
do
Yeah,
hers,
Bailey's
and then-
next.
And then I think I got a really fun idea, so
That's good.
it's gonna be so terrible.
When Taliesin says he has a fun idea,
It's gonna be so bad.
it's time to get lubricated.
There are no vampires.
There are no vampires?
Not in this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there lubricant?
Could there
Could be.
vampires?
Technically, yes. I mean, I'm always down for vampires.
Yeah. It's a vampire weekend.
Oh boy.
Bernie's.
That's all the time we have for tonight, folks. Stick around for Fast Times at Talks Machina After Dark High. I would like to thank my guests, Liam, Taliesin, and uninvited guest Marisha Ray, ladies and gentlemen. Critical Role episode 34 airs this week. Until then, as always, don't forget to love each other, and don't worry, it's almost Thursday. Stay tuned. Oh my God. We're back. Why am I sitting like this? Why are you sitting like that?
Because I'm trying to get lucky.
Trying to get lucky. I can see your cord.
Well, okay. That got weird.
You just don't
You
out
left
and
your cord
say
out,
it, dude.
People now know what we do in between the regular show and the after
re-spindle
show.
each other's cords.
That was overt.
Yeah.
Welcome to Talks Machina After Dark, where we answer questions from the Alpha chat, beginning with a question from Technicolor Grayscale.
Technicolor Grayskull.
Now this has some spoilers in it, so if you're not caught up, Taliesin, how do you think Molly and Caduceus would get along?
I think they get along pretty well. They have, I mean, to be fair, they have a lot in common. I started finishing up Molly's playlist this week, and a lot of the stuff that got cut just ended up in the Caduceus playlist, which was
that's cool.
kind of surprising. I mean, anybody who's worked at Ren Fair knows that both those people are at Ren Fair.
Yeah, that's true.
So
That's true.
they would have gotten along fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think pretty well.
For both of you from the Toad, do you prefer bearded Foster or beardless Foster? Bearded.
I prefer both bearded Foster and Regal.
Oh yeah, I love.
Bearded.
You like bearded
Oh,
Sam
very-
too?
Much better.
Sam bearded is sex on a
For
stick.
me, I don't even ever know.
Do you know what's funny is I found a picture from New York Comic Con 3 years ago, in which I was just a useless NPC at that time, but I was there when we were in the lobby. The panel was in the lobby, and they had a roped off thing, and they could maybe seat 30 people in there, and that's as many as we were there. You had a goatee.
I did. I occasionally have a goatee. That does happen. I
You
did
had
that for
a-
the vampire game as well.
You had a goatee.
I do that on occasion.
Yeah.
Con boyfriend is the best boyfriend brother. That's how we judge any of our friends' significant others, is how they act at a con. That's a big deal.
My first Comic Con was a goddamn disaster. I got so trashed. This isn't one of my joke stories. First Comic Con I went to, I rode down there with Troy Baker, and he was like, "Just don't embarrass me, whatever you do." And I was like, "What kind of a statement?" The last night of Comic Con, everybody had left me except for my friend Derek Waters, who does Drunk History, and we got pretty tossed.
Drunk history.
I peed in a parking garage on the way back to the hotel, and the cops came after me, and Ashley was yelling at the top of the parking garage, "Get out of there, the cops are coming." I'm like, it's gonna be another 20 or 30 seconds. I have been drinking since yesterday, and on the ride home, there was a lot of, okay, no more Code Red cons for me, and now I play it cool.
How many shenanigans one can get into it, especially at San Diego Comic-Con.
Well, they give out booze for free, like a bunch of idiots.
So many things can happen.
Keep it together.
I know.
Like the same bow finger. KIT. Keep it together. Keep it together.
I
Keep it
know.
together. You with a beard look very like Deadwood, dignified, Old West. You without a beard is like silk shirt selling fake Rolexes on the street.
That is so accurate.
And I used to have a book of all the different presidential beards, and I kind of want to take you through that. Like, I want to do like the.
I could try a bunch of different stuff. My beard
think a
grows
taft would do
really
a lot
fast.
for you.
Yeah. In 2 weeks, it'll be out here. I mean, it's like a.
Uber chops, or like just like removing. Like, there's a lot. There's so many options.
Yeah. Somebody told me on Twitter, they said, you with a beard looks like an extra from Vikings, the show Vikings.
Sure.
You're not nearly Australian enough
If
for
they
that,
were
for sure.
an asshole. The beard happened because on this very program, Laura Bailey said in one of our really early episodes, said you should grow the beard out because you don't look good without it. And she had seen me with the beard a few years before, and literally the next day I started growing out my beard, and I've kept one since then because I'm terrified of her digs, man. She cuts
cruel.
deep.
Yeah. Yeah. Effortless cuts.
And I've gotten like push beard oil on you, which is also making me very happy.
I
Like a lot of beard
I use
polishers.
that too. You introduced that to me as
so
well.
great.
I use that too, and I told our glorious friend Missy Dawn about it because she does makeup and stuff, and my beard's just smelled so wonderful from that stuff you told me about. It's called the Best Damn Beard Oil.
Yeah.
If you guys want to Google it,
Yeah.
that's what we use.
Big improvement on corned beef.
It is, yeah. Well, it goes great with cabbage, guys. Asbestos, this is asbestos. Asbestos, clever. If you guys had the dodecahedron in real life,
Sure.
what would you use its power on?
Everything.
Selfish ends.
I need so many things to go right. I want so many more things. I could definitely. I have a whole series of things I could just.
Can it bring people back to life?
Not that we know of.
And we get unlimited dodecahedron wishes.
Yeah. Can I?
That's a great
Can I
question.
wish for more dodecahedrons? It's a very reasonable.
Yeah,
question.
like I guess you would take it right. It just makes one thing in your day go lean towards better luck. So like a job interview or
Audition.
an audition, a date.
A date, yeah.
Every audition ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I have to roll for each individual audition, or can I just like have a general roll for all the auditions?
I think it's per
Oh,
studio.
God, what if that one roll's really bad?
I mean, that's life already.
Yeah,
I
that
mean, there's
is
nothing.
life.
I'm just like.
I do not want one roll for every audition. That
You're
would be awful.
Everything I recorded on Sunday, I was just like, well, that's happening.
No,
You know?
I think it's
I
a
wish we had nights
single.
like that.
I just
It's a
watched whole
single
bunch of videos
audition.
I'm not going to be in.
It's not 3 auditions at one location. It's just one
one audition
audition.
that you
Yeah.
get to augment?
Single one up. Yeah.
Yep.
Lord.
Kelsey Dan Dom asks, Brian, why don't you open with bits anymore for talks? Okay, so we get this question every once in a while. We did the cold open gags. Now, here's the thing. Max works really hard on
That's his other job.
at his other job. And then by the time he gets here, no, he works really hard on what we call the drop cam, which is the 15 minutes that you guys get to see before Talks goes live. 100% of all of the amazing drop cam stuff that we've had is Max.
Yep.
And I'm saying this on Alpha, not the Twix show, because
Oh yeah, no, he's responsible for all the lovely
I chalk
pyramid
that
art
up
I get.
largely to taking other people out of the equation. Is
Yes.
that right, Max? You're solely in control of what's happening.
absolutely, he says.
Iron Fist.
The opening bits were fun. We did it for a long time. There were nights where it was 30 seconds till the show started. We had no idea what we were going to do. Mainly it came down to our opening intros a little bit longer, and we just wanted to get more time for fun and shenanigans and for questions and goddamn announcements. Oh my God, so many announcements tonight. But so much good stuff happening. So yeah, it's just one of those things that we cut when we came to the new studio because we wanted to just get right into the madness, and we knew we were still gonna have fun and silly shit would happen, but I know there's not as many gifable things, but it was
A lot of that energy is going to be going to other shows too.
It is.
I mean, not to we're spreading. We're no longer hyper focused on one thing. We're now hyper focused
Exactly.
on 6.
Spinning a lot of plates.
There's going to be so much GIF coming out of All Work No Play.
Speaking of, a question about that. A question about that from CD88. Liam, with the change of All Work No Play from an audio-only podcast to a film series,
Right.
how do you think the feel of the show will be affected by the fact that you and Sam now have to wear pants?
Gosh, well, I'll tell you, we had to grapple with that very fact yesterday for the first time.
Yes.
I'm not sure what to make of it. It's definitely a lot of fun to do. I saw some things last week, man. I saw some things.
Things we're seeing.
There were some pictures put in on the site.
There's some
It was
pictures
so amazing.
that guys you will never see
Oh my God.
that we have seen.
We can never unsee.
That we
But I was
never
there,
see.
2 feet away.
The great thing about, and I'm not giving anything away, but the great thing about this show is it keeps what you loved about the podcast, and it adds a whole other element to it that adventures that makes
the
it.
fun we've done has been taken care of, and we're back talking together in an intimate setting. And I will confess that Sam and I sat down together yesterday to tackle for the first time that leg of the journey. And for like 10 minutes, we're like, what are we doing? That we're no longer in a small sweatbox, but it quickly became the same shithead party that it always was. So.
It was. I sat in on some of that yesterday, and I went, "This is just like the podcast, except now we get to watch you guys
Watch our discomfort
watch
instead of listen to it.
discomfort." Yeah.
I'm also excited that keener viewers will get a better sense of exactly how long it takes to go from like start to finish with like producing a show. Because this is how long it took us to make a show.
Yeah, we didn't just point an iPhone camera at some stuff and then post it. Like,
Right.
We're going the whole hog.
Steve brought 4 iPhone cameras that
4.
day,
Yeah,
and we
for 4
used all of them.
different angles.
Yeah.
iPhone 5s.
iPhone
One of them
5s.
was an iPhone 5.
Yeah.
Oh, one iPhone.
Maybe they'll send us a bunch of iPhone 5s for make sure. Oh, it's on Alpha. Hey guys, another question. Disco49, are you aware that Caleb and Caduceus can talk to Nugget?
I know.
Sylvan, yeah.
Oh, Nugget speaks Sylvan?
Sylvan, because he is Sylvan.
Yeah.
He's a fake creature.
Oh, hadn't occurred to me. Although I was going to talk to him anyway because I talk to things.
Yeah, maybe. Caleb's more of a cat person.
That's fair.
I have a question
So,
about that, actually.
yeah.
Please, Danny.
I have a question about Caleb being a cat person.
Yeah, Danny?
Was Caleb... Oh, God, I nearly died.
She's
was
getting
Caleb
choked up already.
a cat person before Frumpkin? And if he was that why Frumpkin first appeared to Caleb as a cat?
Which Frumpkin?
The Frumpkin the Fey Frumpkin.
A Fey Frumpkin?
Because you said that whenever you first met Frumpkin, or you first summoned Frumpkin, that Frumpkin
Summoned him.
appeared to you as a cat.
Yes.
And so I'm curious if Caleb was a cat person before Frumpkin, and if that might be why.
No, he specifically summoned a cat because he is a cat person.
Okay.
He was a cat person. He had a lady cat named Frumpkin.
Will you address her directly, please?
No, I will not do that.
Chief, can we get a side-by-side or something that makes it look like Liam's actually well, there is a goddamn camera in the way. There we go.
Well, that's
There we go. Good Lord.
So he was a little boy, and he had a lady cat named Frumpkin. So we're two real people in real space. Was very fond of her. She slept in his bed. She cuddled. She was one of those easy cats that you could just kind of drape
Did he
over your
scarf
shoulder.
her?
Of course. He just like he scarfs Frumpkin now. So yeah, he was intentionally trying to magic up a little bit of the past that he so unfortunately destroyed.
Oh no. Yeah. I was just curious because I remembered you talking about the Fey cat and how he had come to you as a cat.
Yeah.
And that was like why you always make sure to like make him a cat again. So I was just wondering which came first, the cat love or the cat?
Well, Liam speaking, I don't know if it's wishful thinking about Frumpkin wanting to be a cat, or if it's a sense he gets from Frumpkin, but it doesn't matter because Caleb wants him to be a cat. So that's what it is. I know I'm going to get messages now telling me to stop oppressing Frumpkin because he really wants to be an octopus, but
Oh no.
you know.
I think that Frumpkin is really good as a cat.
Okay, I do too because he's a cat.
He's a cat.
All right, I'm going back to my spot.
Okay, bye.
right.
Thanks for answering my question.
Hi guys.
Oh.
Oh, hey, man. How'd it go over there?
What level of Peggle did you get to?
Just checking I was playing Candy Crunch, Captain Crush. Captain Crush. I am totally fine outside of my financial and contractual obligations. I'm totally fine with After Dark just being Liam sitting next to Danny and answering all of her questions because Danny was all of us in that moment. Just tell me everything, sir.
I want to know all of the things about the cat.
All of our characters should have pets like Strawberry Shortcake characters.
Oh my
That's what
God,
we're
yes.
Liam's real Frumpkin was not a Bengal. The real Frumpkin was a Siamese cat.
Oh.
Have you posted any pictures of real Frumpkin? Do you have any?
Oh my God. Somewhere in New Jersey, in my home in Weehawken, New Jersey, there are still pictures of Frumpkin. I'll try to find them when we go to New York.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
I got to go to my house while we're there.
Good. That'll be fun. I am so excited for New York. I'm so excited.
So excited, yeah.
I'm gonna get to see my girlfriend for about 3 minutes, and then she's leaving the country. Yeah. Bummer, she's
Like
not
a
gonna
recorded
be.
message that she leaves you, or?
It's gonna be like a hologram.
Yeah, pretty
Like
much.
Princess Leia.
Man, it'll
Yeah.
be real good when you guys live in the same city.
Yeah, that will be nice.
Yeah.
That will be very nice.
It's coming.
I will enjoy it. She will tolerate it as usual. Thank you guys for joining me. This was great. We were off last week. It felt weird. It felt weird. But I was editing between the sheets and shooting some stuff and hanging out, and we were.
I was crawling home from Nevada.
You were crawling home from the desert
Crawling home
lands.
from the desert
Yeah,
lands.
you guys went all out this
It was a
year.
very good year.
Do you come back refreshed, or do you come back exhausted, or do you come back both?
Both.
Yeah.
It's very exhausting. It's like taking a week off to go play with the Merchant Marines, but it's
Yeah.
good.
It's like climbing Everest, right?
Yeah,
It's a
everything
hard
hurts.
climb,
Everything
but
hurts.
glorious.
Very glorious.
Yeah. I have no experience of either Burning Man or Everest.
Really? You
But
never been to
I have
Everest?
assembled a child's IKEA desk, though.
Oh, it's the same shit.
At the end, you're like, this happened. It's beautiful.
You better learn to draw on this, you goddamn ungrateful.
Yep.
Oh boy. Well, guys, thank you as always for submitting questions. Oh, damn it. One of
late.
these days I'm gonna get him. He's not gonna be paying attention. He's gonna be back there.
No. That makes you look like David Duchovny.
Oh,
Go back.
God.
Get
Wow.
it back.
Turn,
Tilt your
turn.
nose.
No.
Tilt it.
Am I in the right way?
Fix.
the
No,
other
other way.
Other way. Oh,
Down,
it's
down,
following
down.
you
Stop
now.
moving, Brian. David Duchovny.
God, David Duchovny.
Or is it Bradley Cooper? Or is
Yeah,
it?
Bradley Cooper.
I'm gonna.
Oh
I can't really do a
Or the
David
guy in
Duchovny
Seven who had
impression.
to strap a knife to his wing wang.
Oh,
Yep,
no.
that's it.
That is some nightmare fuel right there.
Well, guys, as always, is it still on me?
Nope,
Nope.
you're clear.
Are you sure?
There
Now
it
it's
is.
back. I'm
Yep.
not looking.
Yep.
Well, guys,
Stop it, stop
we
it.
love you.
That's the guy from Seven. That's who that is.
I'm the guy from Seven. On behalf of all of us here at Seven,
The guy from Seven.
thank you for joining us. It's not on me anymore. We'll see you Thursday night for Critical Role.
Oh, man.
Tomorrow, a brand new episode of, is this right? Tomorrow? Wednesday?
Handbooker helper.
Handfooker Heifer, as we learned in the State of the
yeah.
Roll video.
Handfooker
Is out tomorrow. We love you. Good night. I'm gonna go home and watch Bachelor in Paradise finale.
Good
Is
night.
that tonight?
It's tonight. I have
So long.
20 people waiting at my house going, are you done with that stupid nerd show so we can watch the stupid other show? Good night, everyone.
Auf Wiedersehen.